VGAs 2011. My thoughts on that. The VGAs was yesterday. If you guys don't know, depending on when I put this video up, that could be yesterday or a day or 2 days ago. But it was a really good show. I liked it. Skyward Sword won best Wii game and best motion game. It was a pretty good show, and then it had its ups and then it had its downs. Um, as far as the Legend of Zelda becoming in the Hall of Fame for VGAs was a cool sight, and to see Shigeru Miyamoto accept the award was pretty epic. And it just goes to show that everybody, whether they're working for Microsoft or Sony, respects Miyamoto. If you look at that video with Miyamoto, you will see that everybody stands for him. Like he's like royalty basically, because he is one of the founding fathers of the video game industry and video games itself. He set the standard, and I'm pretty sure without him, there probably wouldn't be an Elder Scroll or anything. As a matter of fact, video gaming probably wouldn't be here today. Well, it probably would, but it wouldn't have as much of an influence as it does today. But everybody stood for him. I mean, every single person, they stood for him. And I know what you're thinking. Well, because he got a award for Hall of Fame, it's only honorable to do that. No, it's because, he's a legend. People respect him. Everybody knows this guy, and he is, someone to respect. He has paved the road for all these game developers today and back then. So he needs a standing ovation from everybody to congratulate him for having the Legend of Zelda in the Hall of Fame. And I am glad that he got that award. And it was kind of painful to see him talk. I mean, not that I hate his voice or anything, but I don't know where his interpreter was or translator was. I think his name is Bill. Um, I don't. I guess he couldn't make that one, but he did pretty well. He did way better than the I'm not sure what his name is, but the Metal Gear creator. He was like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." He was just messing up. I guess he couldn't say vengeance right or something, but he was having a hard time. And everybody was cheering him on. At that point, it would be like, man, you don't even have to talk. Just show us the game trailer for Metal Gear Rising Vengeance. But it was a great show. I liked it, the little holographic look. I'm not sure if that was visible through the actual being actually there or just the TV version of it. Probably so. It was pretty neat seeing people get teabagged and stuff, taking too long on the stage. It was actually a good show, and I think the host, Zachary, he made the show happen. He was funny, and he looks like he plays a few games. I mean, really, it was a cool show, and I actually do like Zachary from Chuck, and I can't believe I'm saying this in front of you guys, but I did like his performance um, in Rapunzel. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Um, as far as the bad things, now I know a lot of people have been talking about this around, and that is about the Black Baron's appearance. And let me clarify with you guys right now what I'm about to say. Let me just tell you guys to be reason with me right now, because it's about to get very negative right now. Um, I realized that the Black Baron, everybody's saying that, he was acting like his persona on YouTube, and that, he was going to act that way. He was supposed to act that way. I don't think so. I think in real life he just acts that way, YouTube or not. And to be honest, he did make us all look like trolls. He made himself look like trolls, and he made people who love Nintendo look like idiots. I mean, for me being, a African American, seeing another African American completely make himself look like an idiot, it really does reflect on our race. You can believe that or not. If you're black or not, I had nothing but embarrassment for him being on there. He started staring at the guy, the executive producer of Spike and stuff. He started staring at him. It was just very awkward. It was very weird. And you know what? It was just a face palm the whole time. It's like, what is this guy doing? It would have been acceptable if it was funny, but from what Zachary and the producers and stuff looked, it really wasn't funny. It wasn't funny to me. It really just looked at like some black guy acting ignorant as always, and that's what reflects on us African Americans. And of course, Zachary stopped him because, of course, it was a live show. So if he would have said the F word or anything, it would have been there. And you can't say the F word and stuff. So really, I think he blew his chance. He had an opportunity. I mean, he was in the same vicinity as Shigeru Miyamoto. I mean, God, I don't know how I would act if I was there. But he had an opportunity to actually inform Spike TV and probably all the gaming sites and stuff how Nintendo is kind of neglected when it comes to awards and when it comes to just representation. They're not represented. And everybody seems to think that Nintendo is just a petty company when it's not. And you know what? He blew that chance. He just made himself look like a gimmick. Just maybe he did what he was supposed to do there. Just act like a complete fool, and everybody laughs at him, not with him, at him, like, okay, this is the fool of the evening. Okay, that's what I was expecting this whole time. And really, everybody looked at pissed at him. I mean, other than laughing at him, to me. I know Zachary looked at really pissed. He tried to grab the mic. The Thablackbaron tried to grab the mic. It was just very ghetto. It was very unsophisticated. It was just very, very insulting, actually, to us Nintendo gamers. I mean, especially me being the same race. I mean, this guy, I like his videos, I guess, although I don't really watch them because, he throws down the F-bomb too much, and I don't really like that type. I don't really like to associate myself with that type of content on YouTube. That's just me. But it just seemed so ignorant. I mean, it just really, it was a chance right there, and he blew it. And what he should have did was read up, because if he did not know, it was actually the big gaming companies, IGN, GameSpot, GameStop, and Game Informer magazines and stuff that actually pick the games that will be represented at the VGAs for each categories. It's up to us to vote for them. So really, it's not the producer's fault. It really isn't. It's actually no one's fault, because you can't really blame IGN or the other big gaming sites and magazine publishers, because they do pick the best games of 2011, and they had it there. They had Skyward Sword there. They had Batman Arkham City. They had all the good games. And what games are we gonna say? Mario Kart 7 should have been there. I mean, it wasn't even. I don't think there was even a racing race car game category in the whole categories of Game of the Year or any other category. So it's not really their fault. It's no one's fault. They just pick the good games, obvious good games for people to vote on. Skyward Sword didn't win, but at least it got acknowledged. Something from Nintendo got acknowledged, and I'm happy with that. But if I was there, if I had the opportunity he had, I would have said, how people do seem to undermine Nintendo and that there are some good games that they actually brung out that people aren't recognizing are good games. And I would have also brung out that not every game has to be a shooter. It doesn't have to be some gory hack and slash. I see that the whole zombie thing is starting to take over games, and or people getting eaten by something is taking over the gaming industry. So not everything has to be that way. That's what I would have said. That's what would have been my message, and maybe that would have made people think. I would have talked about Activision, how basically other than Call of Duty, all their games, all their other games have went down below standards than it was maybe 5-10 years ago. I mean, look at the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series, even though it's coming out with an HD remix version of it. But look at it. It was it was one of the best series ever. And then look how badly it went down. How mediocre the games became to be. You got these gimmicks like the board, and if I was Tony Hawk, I would be mad. And then you got Spider-Man games, just being insulting to people who love Spider-Man, and about the new Spider-Man game that's been announced, I was like, oh, cool, maybe it's free roaming. And then I seen Ben Knox, and I was like, oh, well, it's shovelware. No point in getting that. Even though, yeah, you should give the game a chance, but, with the track record of Activision basically throwing up vomit with other game franchises or just other projects, you really don't have your hopes high. Even if Nintendo was to do that, just flop us any type of mediocre game, I would lose faith in them the more and more they do it. The same as people did with Sonic the Hedgehog, and only now are regaining their excitement for Sonic the Hedgehog games. So I think the Thablackbaron, he kind of blew it. He could have acted a little bit more civilized. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm kind of roasting him, but really it was very much an embarrassment. It was. There's no way anyone who's defending him cannot say in one word that what he was doing on that show was civilized or even rational. It wasn't. He was staring at the guy like what people are calling him a wrestler, which really it did look like. He was trying to touch the mic. It was a disgrace. It was very disgraceful, and it was very face palmable, if that's a word. So that's what I got to say about the VGAs. Although most of the world premieres are not coming to the Wii, but most of these world premieres could actually be coming to the Wii U. No, most of these world premieres, again, I'm keep on saying that, are coming out in 2011. So, guys, what that could mean is these games could actually be coming for or being developed for the Wii U. Since they're now in their development stage, they could very well be being developed for the Wii U right as I speak, or right as we speak. So that's the one good thing about these world premieres. Not sure if any of them are exclusives. I think one or two of them were, I think the Alan Wake was DLC or something. But I think some of them were exclusives, but most of them weren't. So there is a huge possibility that we could get some of these games on the Wii U as either launch titles or the second round of games for the Wii U. So that's all I got to say about the VGAs, guys. Those are my thoughts. If you guys want to post your thoughts, go down to the comments and write what you have to say, and like, subscribe, and again, comment, and I'll read your comments and let me know about the Thablackbaron. What did you think about him? If you don't know who he is, I will post a link to his YouTube for you guys to find out, and if I can find the video with him acting as ignorant as possible, I will post that in the description too, but no guarantees. I don't know if that's there yet. So yeah, thanks